We are live with Mandelbulb Monday. Oops, this still says Procreate Wednesday here. Hold on. There we go. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're well. Pull this up and make sure my sound is all good. We're going to get started in just a moment. Okay, it sounds good. Maybe my voice is a little too bassy. I don't know. I'm still dialing this in every single time. And I'm using Fab Filter now on my voice rather than EQ8. Hello. Hello. See, that sounds too... Maybe that's too nasally. Maybe it just needs a little bit of that low end in there. Maybe a little bit more like that. Like that. That's okay. You let me know. Maybe it's better bassy. I don't know. Hey, SynthLab, welcome to the show, buddy. We're going to get started in just a moment. Actually, let's hop on over to the Mandelbulb screen. What you're looking at right now is the thing we made last week. And the snowscape behind that was made on the first episode. Let's see. Here we are. I have a green screen now, so I'm not like trapped in a little box on the bottom of the screen. And hold on, I'm still in Ableton, which my mic is running through Ableton. So here we are in Mandelbulb. Hope everyone's well today. So let's grab our water, coffee, whatever you got, smokables. And we're going to get into some Mandelbulb stuff. I'm going to do a coffee check right away. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the mutagen today. I don't feel like messing around with all these formulas. I just kind of want to see what'll happen if we do this. And I'm trying to work with this mic. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I was using my condenser mic, but every time I would tap my desk, even though I don't have it mounted to the desk, you would just hear the little ding ding. So I'm just using my old school mic now. Well, yeah, this is a really fun program. And if you don't really even have to know any math or anything, you can just kind of jump into it, especially if you use the mutagen. Like right here, we can do these. This is like the probability kind of thing where it'll add formulas and you can change the parameters. And change the strength here of how intense it'll be. So let's see what we get. You hit mutate. It'll give you a whole bunch of different iterations of that formula, plus it's adding different formulas and changing the parameters, and you get all kinds of weird shit. A lot of variation to it. Like, see here, this one is a very sort of geometric thing, and then up here you got this one. Let's maybe throw this one to the main window. So you do right click, send to main editor, calculate 3D. Hey, Sess, we're over here making fucking kidney stones. Hey, check this out. I like this already. How you doing today, Sess? Good to see you around. Let's also go and change the lighting color a little bit. I'm actually going to throw in that black background. So open that. And if this is your first time checking this out, we'll go into the lighting a little bit later, but the way I did the black background is with the ambient light, the depth setting here. Just make them both black. And you can kind of, the left one is the top of the screen, and the bottom one's the bottom. So you can kind of have two colors that sort of blend almost like a sunset kind of look, if you'd use the red colors. Mandelbulb Mondays, fuck yeah. This is number 5. I'm psyched about having these different series that I'm going to do. Mandelbulb Monday, Procreate Wednesday, and of course Ableton stuff on Tuesday and Thursday. And my new series with Ableton is Tendril Tests, where I test out and do sort of review/sound design sessions of different synths and whatnot. Last time I did Borg Electribe Wave on iOS, which is really fun. Okay, so what we got here, I really like this already, so I'm going to save this. We're going to start our save chain. We'll go into animations. We're going to go into the navigator. Reposition this a little bit here. And so the navigator is a low-res version of what you see in the main window, but this lets you like fly around and check out different spots of the fractal. First thing we're going to do though is do animation keyframe. And then we'll open up the animation, and there you see we saved that frame, and then we're going to save this and get a history going of where we've been. So this is going to be MM005. Cool, so now we have that. We could reference back to it if we fuck up, and that definitely happens. Sometimes it'll crash. It's a free program. It's not, I mean, it's sort of basic in what it does, but what it does really well. And you can make animations too, in like SynthLab or SES. If you guys are interested in making animations, this is how you do it. You do keyframes, and then you morph between them, and then you export all the frames and put them to, like, stitch them back together in, like, say, Adobe Premiere or something like that. Okay, so let's go back to our navigator. And let's just zoom around this thing and see where we go with this. The weird thing here is, yeah, okay, see, it crashed already. See, that's why we save. Okay, so. And so now I'll show you how to actually get that back. Since we didn't actually save the M3I, we saved the animation. So if we go and open up that animation, then what you do is you send this parameter to the main program. And then you do calculate, and it should bring us right back to where we were. And there we are, but let's see. Hopefully it's not going to do that every single time. Damn bots. Yeah, the bots, they're on us today. So last time when we tried to, see, the thing with fractals is sometimes when you zoom in, it actually zooms out because you're kind of like stuck inside of it. So last time we zoomed out, let's actually try and like, wow, okay, so this is not doing much of anything when we look around. Around. Totally stuck inside this fractal, y'all. Let's open up these settings down here. Change the rolling angle to something more intense, like 10, and we'll do this on 10 also. This way we can get bigger steps when we're moving. And we're going to cross our fingers so we can actually zoom all the way out on this. Did I put something on my voice effects? No, basically, since I'm running this through Ableton, all I have is, like, I have a gate on here because my laptop fan is kind of noisy. And then I have this fab filter on it. I don't know, does it sound okay? Does it sound too bassy? Does it sound like, I don't know. I'm seriously just like adjusting it every single time, and I'm like, never sure how it sounds best. Some days I kind of like it more bassy, other days not, but yeah, this is what I got going on right now. I could totally throw some, actually, I do I have those effects here? No, I had the trapped inside of Ableton voice that I was doing for a while, but I kind of grew out of that maybe. That was just a gimmick. Radio-ish block sound. I don't know, like I can turn this off, but then it's just going to be really
Like, that sounds way too bassy.
Maybe I'm scooping out too much of the mid. Maybe I need a little more highs. I don't know. And the thing is, like, if I turn the gate off, it's going to be... Actually, it's not that bad. The background noise is not that bad, huh? But it's doing a lot of that. I don't know. Would you rather deal with the background noise and have my voice come in right away? Because I can't get the gate to setting just right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's true. I guess we'll just leave it without the gate on. Yeah, the gate, it's like, I don't know. I might need to get a better gate. Okay, so let's go back to Mandelbulb. We're gonna see if we can zoom out of this thing. It looks like we might not be able to. Okay, let's actually go back here, and we're gonna go back into the animations. And okay, we have that in the main window. Let's bring it back to where we were before. And maybe we'll just mess with some of these parameters and see where that'll bring us. This could be helpful to try and bring the scale down, and then maybe we can zoom and move around with a little more freedom without getting stuck. Okay, that is pretty good. And you can kind of see some spots, like right here, when we turn, we're actually cutting into the surface of the fractal. So it's kind of like a cross section. That's kind of cool. Okay, so now we are able to zoom out and get like an overall view of this thing, which is kind of cool. And let's take a look at some more of the formulas there and mess with some of the parameters. Hey, Em, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Ooh, you like this one, huh? By the way, how does my green screen look? I have a green screen now, and I set it up so it's easy to switch between my live sets and then over here. Okay, so let's mess with iterations. I kind of like to leave the iterations at, ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's leave it at where it's set it with the mutagens. So when we did the mutagen, it put in a few different formulas here. Let's actually see what they are. BT1 Pinagon, Kali sets 1, and BT1 Pinagon again. Okay. So in here, the way you mess with the formula parameters, and this is kind of the best way to mess with the parameters. You can also do it over here in the formula section, but I find it's way easier to use the sliders here. We might get the most radical results out of the first formula, because I'm not sure how they totally work, but I think they just add on to each other. So the first one is like the base formula. Ooh, angle letter. I wonder what this does. Not much. Okay. YZ angle. That's cool. That'll rotate stuff around. That's really nice. So if you do let's grab a screen, or not a screen cap, an animation keyframe of that. Let's zoom out a little more so we get the whole thing in frame. Kind of do that, and we'll do animation keyframe. And then we will go into the animations and we'll save again. Okay, so we overwrote the other one, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. It is a good thing to go in here and check before you do animation keyframe, because sometimes it'll be set on the one you've already made, which is actually my fault because I went back to it to send it to the main window before. So you got to check. But here we go. We're going to save this again. Actually, let's save it as a new version so that way we can go back to that other one if we need it, the very original. So we'll save that. Let's do a quick stretch check and a hydration check. Okay, so we have that saved. Now we'll go back into the navigator and let's do some more of this YZ angle. This can be fun. So we'll just rotate it a bunch. And then maybe we'll rotate the actual whole deal there. And we'll animation keyframe that, but let's check again. So yeah, we're there. That's good. Animation keyframe. I'll go back in here, and just to show you, if anyone who's new, like SynthLab, since it's your first time, we'll do a quick animation render, like we'll do a preview. And let's just set this to like 200. So this box here, that'll tell you how many frames you're going to render out. And for this case, we'll render every third frame for this preview, just so it'll go a little bit quicker, and we'll get an idea of what our animation is going to look like when we decide to balance it out later, because these can take a long time to render. I've had one going for like 3 weeks on another computer over here. It's been at least 3 weeks, I think. And that's like 2,000 frames, but it's like a shitty old laptop. But there are animations out there on YouTube. If you search for Mandelbulb 3D animations, there's some that people have spent weeks and months on easily, and more than that. It's definitely a huge time commitment. But if you have a spare computer that you're not using and you're willing to wait a while, I just kind of set it up and it's just doing its thing for however many weeks it's been so far. So it's cool. Hey, sis. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well today. Right now we're doing a quick little animation render. I know, yeah, SynthLab and Big Sister, y'all should get to know each other. Hey, Mario, welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? I'm doing okay. So this is our animation preview right now. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going with this. And we'll make sure we're over here on a blank spot, so when we save again, we don't overwrite. Let's go back in the navigator. And let's see about some of these other formulas. Or maybe let's try some of these. What are these? T1 count. And that reset value button is super handy. What's this one? Oops. Polytear. I don't know what that does. You kind of just have to mess with these and see what happens. Sides. Oh, this might do something crazy. No? Okay, let's go to Formula 2 and see what we get here. Got scale and fix. Oh, okay. So that does a lot. Whoa. Yes, you're totally right, Mario. The stream does stutter whenever Mandelbulb does heavy stuff on the CPU, because it's really, for whatever reason, I think it does actually use CPU and not GPU. We'll zoom in some more here. And let's send that to the main and see what it looks like. Lunchtime, we'll be lurking and learning. All right, SynthLab, thank you. Glad to see you on the stream. I hope your lunch is well. I hope you're nomming on something nice. And okay, so this is really cool. Let's go back into the navigator. Let's see where we can go and maybe fly around and land on something here. It's sort of a landscape. Okay, let's keyframe that. Make sure we're not going to overwrite. Navigator. Kind of like flower ornaments, yeah. Cool, Mario. Hope you get something good to eat. Thank you for stopping by. Have a nice lurk. Lurk. That's such a fun word. Okay, so I was about to do this, right? Animation keyframe, navigator. I'll save again. And let's send this to the main. We'll calculate that out. And today I'm working at a slightly lower resolution, and then later on we can render it out at a bigger resolution for the final thing. Ooh, that's cool. I like all these this thing down here. It's like an eyeball. But it's like it's made of sand, like an eyeball made of exploding sand. I actually might render this out at maybe like 1100, just so we can fit the whole thing in this window. Let's do a stretch again. Let's do some diaphragm breathing, y'all. Okay, I like this. Maybe we'll start messing with some of the color and see if anything sort of strikes our fancy as to what this might be. So kind of like this, we have this space over here that this isn't quite a landscape, but it can kind of be, you know what, let's maybe adjust it a little bit. Let's see what else we can come up with. Maybe more like that. And let's also mess with the far plane. So we're at 13.09. Okay, so this is a case where changing the far plane doesn't mess with too much of the depth. Let's try the field of view. Okay, yes, this is good. Let's keep it at about 10. What about 15? Maybe 10. Okay, let's view that to the main. Calculate that. So what are y'all doing today? Are you working on anything? Got any good projects going? big sister has some sort of crazy Ableton project in the works. Probably done at least 3 of them today already. And hey, Mario, if you, I know you're lurking, but how did your live template setup go yesterday after I left? Did you get a lot of good work done with that peak? Okay, I like this. Let's do some lighting stuff on it now. And actually, let's save the M3i. The M3i is kind of like the whole thing. Say I wish. I'm thinking about sending someone some ideas because they posted on Twitter about having a big show coming up and wanting tunes. Very nice. An actual live show in a real space with actual people and not a virtual space? What is that? Did we ever get to have those again? Can we go back to having festivals now, please? Okay, so let's do some lighting stuff. We got the global light on the first lighting tab. First, maybe we'll shape this with the ambient light. And one thing I might want to try before we do that, let's look at the calculation tab over here, and maybe we'll mess with some of these parameters to see if we can make this a little bit less noisy. Let's see about that. It might take a second longer to calculate, but we can maybe clean it up just a bit. Even though we don't necessarily want it to be super clean, because it's kind of fun to do those dirty animations. That did a little bit. Maybe we'll do smooth normals. Let's try that. And these are things you just got to play with. If you're getting into this and you're trying to figure out what kind of images you want to make in here, you might want to leave these at 0 and sometimes you want to crank them up as high as they go. You say, I'm going to make more coffee because I'm too lazy. Oof. Hey, good call. Let's do a coffee check. I ran out of peppermint tea, so I'm just drinking black coffee. And let's do a quick hydration check also. And perhaps even a bit of a smoke check. Gotta do those baby hits today. I've been finding that the indica is very heavy, so I'm mixing a little bit of a sativa with it, or a hybrid with it, just to give it more of a headiness and not too much of a crazy stone. Okay, so let's mess around with some of this ambient color. Maybe this is going to be more of a sort of green. I kind of dig that right now, like a very sort of emerald green. And instead of this being more to the red, maybe this is more to the yellow. But with less value, maybe a little towards the gray a little more. That's nice, I like that. And let's mess with the background color. Instead of just doing this black stuff all the time, maybe it'll be sort of dark up top, but then down here, maybe let's see how that looks. This is how you can kind of do sort of a sunset type of deal, or sunrise if you prefer. Oops. What just happened? Well, all right. guess we're going to go back and we're in the navigator. I guess we're going to send that over to the main again. I don't know what happened, but we can restore that. And we also have it saved. And it's nice in this case, it doesn't reset the color, so you're still good on the color. You just got to bring back the actual, you got to tell it where all the pixels need to be again. Okay. Let's mess with this depth a little bit. Let's stick with that for right now. And oh yeah, you know what I've never really messed with? What is this relative to object? Okay, let's stick with that for right now. And let's try some of these lighting tabs. So this first one is global light. I tend to leave this one on global for the first light to kind of give it an overall flavor. And you can use the X and Y here to adjust how the shadow kind of hits it. Okay, so let's leave that. We'll go into lighting number 2. Actually, before we do that, what about the fog? Let's look at the fog first. Again, this is where you can get really extreme with it, or you can dial it way back. Kind of like that, yeah. Looks really backlit. That's nice. And then we'll use some of the lighting tabs to give light to the front section. Let's go ahead and save that again. Save M3I. And yeah, I know it looks really noisy right now, but we're going to take care of that later. And I love these trails going on, the way the fog interacts with the fractal, like it's flying through space and it's dragging like a comet tail. Okay, so we got our fog going. Maybe the fog, let's adjust the color a little bit. What if it's more towards the blue? Oh wow, look at that. Let's stick with white and this sort of yellowish, greenish orange almost. What did this only add light do? Cool, I kind of like both versions of this. Okay, so let's go to lighting tab number 2 here. Let's do positional light. We'll take the midpoint, set our invisible, take the midpoint, and let's see where we can drop this light. Maybe in here. Turn the intensity down a bunch. And actually, I kind of want to put it, we'll start in this area first. Kind of going with the idea that Big Sister gave to us, that it's sort of a flower, like a flower ornament. Maybe this is like if these are the main petals of the flower, this is like where the pistil and all that stuff is, the stamen, all those flower parts that we learned about in biology class. You like the backlighting? Thanks. Yeah, I like the backlighting. Ooh, so yeah, this is good. And we can drop that light down kind of into the flower petals more. And maybe it needs to be, oh, it's too much. Kind of position it in space using this XYZ. I like that. So it's like the light is coming up from inside of the flower there, and it's highlighting these ridges that are sticking out a little more. And maybe it needs to be slightly more to the green. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's go to lighting tab 3. We'll set that on positional, turn it on, and we'll go to grab the midpoint, and we'll place the midpoint maybe in here. Maybe there's light coming through from behind, because you can see these little spots here. Maybe it's more orange color, so it'll match the back color, but it'll also be sort of more, not quite as orange, more towards the green, so it'll give it the indication that it's also reflecting off of this surface, and the color of this surface is mixing with that orange light from back there. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so even though we put the light here, it's kind of like reflecting all the way over here. That's interesting. I think it's because these fractals are not like totally solid, so the light kind of just goes, it travels through these things. It's really weird. Okay. Maybe it needs to be a little more orange. More orange yellow. That's better, yeah. What if we turn it on for a second and see what it looks like? Oh, it's still bright. Yeah, this is going to be an off light. It's not going to be visible. So we'll leave it on 0, and let's just A/B it. We'll turn it on and off. I like that. It's subtle, but it gives a nice balance to what's going on over here. It gives you this line that goes all the way across, and then there, a little sort of wide V shape. And that also kind of helps highlight this shape here. There's this notch right here, so it kind of brings your eye from down here up to this light spot, up into that little notch V, and then all the way up to here. And I think what we might do is use one of these lights. We'll allocate one light to be a sort of like a moon. Let's do this one over here first, though. So that'll be 4. You know what? Let's save again, because I hear M in my head saying save, save, save. How we doing on time? Okay, so we're about, okay, cool. See, I'm trying to do like maybe 1 piece per hour. I think that's a good thing to strive for. Do like the navigation in the first part of the first half hour, and then do the lighting in the second part. That way we can come out with 2 pieces every week, and I encourage you to join in, and if you have this program, follow along or do your own piece, whatever you want to do. In fact, you'd have to do your own piece. You couldn't really, unless you copied my parameters exactly, which you actually can do. You can share parameters there's a way to copy it to clipboard this thing here, and then you could share it. But that's no fun. Do your own. Okay, so let's go back into the lighting. Save. How you doing, Em? And if y'all are not familiar, let's do the M command. Let's take a moment here and shout out the peeps. Go check out M's channel. Last night she was doing a reading of Graham Hancock's Fingerprints of the Gods, which is a classic book from the early 90s, I believe. You have a dislocated rib? What happened? Did that happen today? Pancakes and Mandelbrats. Oh shit, are you having pancakes? I want pancakes. Yeah, Em, what happened? Did that happen today? Were you doing ninja things? You fell yesterday before stream. Oh no. Dude. We're sending you lots of hugs and hope you feel better. Okay, so let's see, let's do light 4. And again, we'll do positional. We'll grab the midpoint, and we'll do this one back here and see if we can get some highlights going on, coming through this area and lighting up maybe this sort of U shape, or even maybe a circular shape here, or a semicircle. It was the Russians. Okay, so let's just see where this is real quick. Why can I not see it? Maybe we'll put it closer to there, yeah. Then we'll make it invisible. Oh. And maybe it's too intense. Let's get the color correct first. Let's actually look at the other color. This one was sort of a yellow on the side of green. This one might be a little bit less value, and sort of darker and a little bit more green maybe. Let's see. Let's position it in space. Maybe it needs to be forward. Oh, that's backward. I always forget which one's forward and backward. Hey, that's too much. Okay, now we lost it. That was just me being high. I was like, maybe it'll go further. Maybe it'll come back if I go further, but it didn't. I kind of like that too. Even though I was trying to light up this area down here, I kind of like the way it lit up this, because that sort of balances out this down here, and then it gives it this line. It's actually sort of the same line as this other one. Okay, that's what I was more going for. Okay, we'll turn the intensity down a little bit. Let's just A-B that. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like that. Kind of lights up this area here, a little bit into there. That's very nice. Let's do a hydration check. And coffee check. And a smoke check, but I got a repack. And yo, now that I have a green screen, I can have a smoke box scene, but I need to get my MIDI working to send hotkeys, because I tried it out. I was sending it through Expo MIDI translator to translate MIDI into hotkeys and then send it into Streamlabs. But there's like a crazy lag. And I know it's not the MIDI. I know that's all working fine. It's something with Streamlabs. I also tried MIDI key to key, but that didn't seem to work very well either. There's always like a lag, or I have to hit the MIDI button like a bunch of times before it works. And it's got to be something with Streamlabs. Okay, so let's save again. I think I'm just going to save after every one of these lights. And it is cool to go back and look at these. Like last week before the show, I was looking back through some of my really old original Mandelbulbs from almost a year ago now. And they were like, it's super cool to see the different iterations of pieces, where they came from, and how they kind of like mutate into what the finished piece is. You say, have I tried Touch Portal? No, what's Touch Portal? It sounds interesting. I like portals. And I like to touch things. Okay, so let's go over to lighting tab 5. This is also going to be positional. So we got 2 left, and I wanted to allocate 1 for the sort of moon over here, or sun. Controls for OBS does MIDI. Oh, interesting, okay. So I assume would also work in Streamlabs OBS, right? Also has a free app for the phone. Okay, yo, you know what? I tried the Stream Deck app, but it wouldn't recognize my my scene collections. It would only bring up like a couple of my scenes, but not the whole collection. So I didn't have like, that would have been great, like, because I have this old phone I could use for it, but it just wouldn't show up there. To tell you the truth, I think I might switch back to original, like OG OBS, because I think it might not hit my CPU as hard as Streamlabs, but then I'm not going to have like all the cool Streamlabs shit. Okay, so let's do this light. Let's see, we'll do visible. We're going to do midpoint and set it down. I think it's going to be, Anyway, we don't necessarily need more light in this, but I think we're going to do a really subtle light in this area here to cover some of this. And then after we're done with all these lights, we're going to go and maybe mess with some of the specular. Why can't I see this light? Oh, it's not on. Hey, okay, so this is going to be also sort of in the yellow on the side of green a bit. And we'll turn the intensity down a bunch. You say standard OBS is way more capable. You think so? Even though it's really the same deal? You say also, I checked. My coffee cup has gone dry. My pipe is empty. Some things need to be rectified. Dude, I'm totally for that. Refill those things. But yeah, I don't know. I think I might switch back to standard OBS. You think it's more capable in what way? I mean, isn't it the same code, just with like a slightly different interface? Slobs can't use plugins. Okay. I did think about that. Like, it has basic shit like a limiter and whatnot, but I did kind of want to use at some point, maybe use some VSTs in there. Slobs isn't updated at the frequency that OBS is. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I did try to find the plugin folder for Slobs, and I was like, hey, Big Sis with the gifted sub, thank you. And welcome to the channel, SynthLab. Thanks, Big Sis, love you. Okay, so let's make this light invisible really quick. I love all you out there. Everyone hanging out, chatting. to spend some time with me in this time when we're not allowed to see each other, really. Or, yeah. I don't want to get all sad about that right now, though. We're going to do some Mandelbulb stuff. So let's do this. Okay, so maybe it's still a little bit too intense here. And we need to position this in space a little bit. Not too much. Kind of want it to be somewhere about there, but maybe then we'll make it more intense. And bring it over to the left a little bit. Yeah, kind of wanted the main hotness of this light to be on this area, but then it'll kind of scatter across a little bit of this bottom part. And it doesn't need to be too intense. If you ever want to chat about Slob's OBS, you can find me on Discord. Okay, hell yeah. And oh yeah, let me link our Discord here. Optic, what's up, brother? And welcome back, sis. How you doing today, Optic? Yeah, so yeah, there's our Discord, and I will join that Discord, SynthLab, and I'll go find your Discord later, for sure. Hey, the whole crew's here. This is awesome. Okay, so let's do a quick hydration check again. Because I'm just talking myself into dry mouth. But also the coffee's got me going. Okay, so maybe this Y position could come up a little bit. Oh, wrong way. I always go the wrong way. I did take my medicine, yes. I've been taking little nips of the medicine throughout. You know what? I might take another one. Gonna download all your samps now that I have extra storage. Hell yeah, let's fucking go, dude. Yeah, I put the one that I had originally taken down, the Animog, I put it back up in there. But I think you might even have that already. Actually, did I send you? I think I may have sent you the entire Animog. There will be more packs of Animog coming. Right now we've got a selection of Animog sounds in there. That was the first month, and then I just put up the Electribe samples, which are in mono. Animog is in stereo, Electribe is in mono. And that's just because that's how I recorded it. Dude, Animog is so sick. It's my favorite. It's been probably my favorite and most unique synth for like 10 years now. Hey, cheers, everybody. All right, yes, that's what the... Oh, thank you for reminding me. Those are the new examples of some of the Electribe sounds that are up in the Discord right now in the subs only. So yeah, if you're a sub, please go get all the samples. Say you would use it, but you know. Oh, because you got too many other like hardware synths? Or is your iPad being used for something else? Dude, I have like 4 iPads now. They're all doing different shit. Okay, so this is going to be our last light besides the moonlight, so maybe this just needs to have the color adjusted. I did kind of want to try and get more of this light scattering over in this area, but I'm not sure if I can do that if I have the midpoint there. Let's see if we can move it over to the right a little bit. Too many toys, and iPad is for TouchOS, sure, yeah. Yeah, I've got one of my iPads in my live rig is doing MIDI Designer Pro, which is kind of like a TouchOS, but it's only doing MIDI. All kinds of custom buttons and whatnot. So it says, anyone ever used Drumpads 24, random drum packs, but now I got a second phone, so I'm going to use that for a while for inspiration. Okay. I've never tried that. It's probably, I mean, there's tons of different like drum pad apps you can get. And it sounds like that might be a good one. I don't know. Phones and tablets can do so much and the sound is so decent. Yeah, I totally agree. I've been using iPads in my setup for 10 years. I still have my OG iPad and I still use it. A first generation iPad. Okay, so that's actually closer to what I wanted. Just had to turn the intensity maybe there. Let's actually look at this from further away and get an idea of how the balance is. See, it is too intense now. We got to turn the intensity of this light down a bunch and maybe move it over to the right a little more. And you get a really good idea of how you need to adjust things when you look at it from far away. It's too much. Kind of like right in there. And maybe just a little bit too intense. And now let's A-B it. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That gives balance from this over here, and then you got this here. So let's go zoom in a little more here. Oops. Back to full size. Hey, Cess with the band. Thank you, sir. Commander Root. I wonder if Lurks is in here. Y'all remember, do you know Lurks? A lot of mods. Hey, Jay Hunt's in here too. How you doing, Jay Hunt? Okay. So let's save again. And we're close to being done. We got 3 minutes left to finish this one, and then we're gonna start another one. Okay, that's saved. Now we're gonna do this one last light really quick. Positional, and we're gonna figure out where it needs to be. I'm thinking like right in this area. So we'll make it, let's do 3 visible, do midpoint, and we're gonna do it like right here. And it's on, but I can't see it. Why can't I see it? Dude, what? Okay, let's maybe put the midpoint on somewhere that's solid. Maybe that'll, and then we can move it. Oh, is visible 3 not actually visible? Here we go. Somewhere in there, and we're gonna make it not as intense. See, the thing about this is like trying to use it as an object that's actually, it's actually closer than it would be if it were a real moon, so it's casting light here. All right, and with the shout outs, thanks, dude. Okay. That looks pretty dang good, I think. I like that. Or maybe that too. It could be like a further away, sort of behind the fog light. Then the thing is, if I do that, you kind of have to use the intensity to adjust the size, or you can use like the Z, but then the Z will throw light on different spots, and you'll kind of lose it. So you kind of have to balance out where you put these 2 settings. I kind of like that, where it's more like diffused. But maybe this will be... kind of like that. Looks like a moon behind a bunch of fog. Cool. Tell you what, y'all, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back, and just enjoy the fire sound. get that coffee check again. Oh yeah, who's Il Delara? Was that actually? That could have been a real person. I don't know. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around, does it make a sound? It would. Good one, M. Okay, so I think this is a finished piece, and when I come back later, I'll export it at maybe 4K or higher and try and clean up some of this stuff. But for now, I think that's good. We're into the second hour now. So let's save this again, and that'll be the final. Let's do that. Okay, great. Now let's try the mutagen again. So we'll go like from, and you say, this just says, okay, I'm uploading IDs to send to people. Cool. It's scary, but I know this will be good for me in the long run. Cool, dude. Who are you sending it to? Or are you not allowed to divulge that information? Okay, so let's try the mutagen. Mutagen. Whoa. Some of these are pretty rad. Let's try this one. Lax City, okay. But I want to have this folder ready to roll and send it to lots and lots of people. I feel like that's the most efficient way to go. Yeah, dude. Whoa, look at this. That doesn't look like much of anything. That looks like some hills. Actually, it looks like a breast, y'all. A couple of breasts there. Kind of like, it looks cooler in here with this light coming from inside of a mountain. Okay, let's try. Let's try that. Ooh. Dude, some of these are nuts. Check this out. Send this to the main. Oh, this is nutty. Okay, let's go to the navigator. Oh, so here's where we started. This is interesting. That's what we had before we started doing the lighting. We had this like gray blob. So let's grab the parameter, formula, and light from the main window. And this is what we got. Let's actually go set this back to okay. now let's mess with some of these parameters. Actually, let's take a look at what formulas we got here. There's actually nothing in Formula 1. Then we got BT2 Pine, IQ Norm Bulb, Bet 322. Okay, so we got nothing in 1, we got 2. Let's see what these will do. Whoa, this could be cool. Kind of curious to see what that'll look like. Okay, so let's actually start our next chain of animation saves. Animation keyframe. Okay, go back to the nav. View to main. Whoa. Dude, this is pretty fucking cool. Okay, so let's go back in the navigator and let's zoom out and see what else. Oops. Another situation where we're kind of trapped in the fractal, so zooming out actually looks like it zooms in. Sometimes it'll go out, sometimes in. This is making a pretty wicked looking landscape, though. I like this a lot. This kind of reminds me of the level end screen in Doom 2. All those faces that are like, it's like a wall of faces. Looks like an HR Giger painting. It's fucking cool. It's like a black hole, or at a hole in the side of a mountain. Okay, let's animation keyframe that one too. Okay, we're good. I kind of want to get to the surface of this. Just keep going, keep zooming out. Just goes further and further inward into that black hole. Okay, now we're kind of back on the surface, but I want to see. Yeah, so if we look, we're not really looking across the surface. Maybe we mess with the far plane. So we're at like somewhere around 7,000. Okay, so this is another case where the far plane doesn't have too much of an impact. I think that might be because of the scale. Maybe we'll mess with the scale of Formula 2. Ooh, yo, that could be really cool too. let's send that to the animation keyframe. Cool. This might be a really weird animation later for sure. Let's get that hydration check, y'all. This cotton mouth is killing me. But you know what? I'm not in any pain right now. It's very nice. Okay, so we have a blank one here. So next time we save, we'll not overwrite. Let's go back to the navigator. So I want to send this to the main too. Let's see what that'll look like, because I like the composition on this a lot. You know, this is pretty wild. Look at this up here. It looks like it was cut through. And there's all kinds of structures within the, like this is almost like a skin. And then there's, you can see all kinds of like cells and whatnot in here. Oh, lost it. Let's bring it back to here. See, sometimes you can't even back up one step. You'll just lose it, and it'll be have to reset. Let's keyframe that too. Weird. Okay, let's keyframe that. And I want to do a quick render out of that preview. We'll do like these three here. So we'll do start index, or start is going to be 6. I think that's how it works. Oh no, or is that the number of frames? Tell you what, we're going to save this as a new animation, but first I'm going to delete these older ones. First we'll save this as it is. Now I kind of want to just take these last 3 and make something out of that. We'll do a quick preview of that. Okay, so let's do frames of each one. Or maybe about 100 of each, just to get an idea. Let's do that. Oh, I gotta start it at 1. This is gonna be crazy. Mario says, all right, pal, I'm head off. Thanks for the great stream. Thank you, Mario. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. You also have a wonderful day, sir. And I'll see you next time. You're doing, so you're still on Tuesdays, right? So I guess yesterday for Mario was a secret stream or an unannounced stream, yeah? Let's do the coffee check. I might try messing around with the far plane on this one a little bit more. Whoa, dude. Okay, so this animation wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, but it's not so bad. And you can see here how we're like slicing into the fractal because it's like that really flat surface that moves as the camera moves. Okay. Let's actually go ahead and save that as a different animation. Okay. Now I'm kind of like, okay, let's do 10 more minutes of navigation, and then we'll do some lighting. Start to get these donut shaped kind of deals. Come on, bulb. Let's mess with the field of view. See, it is like what we have here is this spot is like one little spot on this giant sphere of fractals, maybe. So in order to zoom out, you have to zoom out so much that it's like, let's see what happens when we zoom out now. Yeah, it just gets totally lost. Maybe we'll jump over to the, let's actually save this, save the M3i version of this. And then we're going to do mutagen some more. And if we don't get anything good out of that, we'll just go back to one of our save states. Optic says, came across this last night. Okay, what do we got? Oldies music playing in another room, and it's raining, no thunders, and fireplace. 2 hours ASMR. Version 0.18. Version 18. Okay. Is this, but you know what? Last time I played any sort of music on my stream, it got muted. And then you know what's also funny, Optic? When I was working on our collab, that stream, also part of it got muted. And they said it sounded like some techno song that I listened to, and it sounded nothing like it. So it's really weird. So I don't necessarily want to play this right now. But what I could do, we could listen to some of the weird stuff I've been making recently. Let's see. Okay. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've listened to this one yet. Ever since I bounced it out, I want to hear what this one sounds like. How's the volume on that? Lost my mouse. There it is. And this one starts out a little bit quiet. Okay, there we go. I'm looking at the mutagen. Is the volume okay? Like it's just some evil shit. And this is an edit I did of one of the songs from a live set. I went and flattened everything afterward and did some editing on it. Okay. Send this to the main. And we'll see what that looks like. And if I don't like it, then we're going to go back to one of the previous and do some lighting stuff. We're coming to the end of this song. You can really call it a song. Technically, it's not a song because it has no vocals on it yet. But let's find something else here. And this other stuff. Oh, so here's I think this one. This is part of the Optic collab. Actually, let's listen to this one first. We'll get to the Optic collab after this one. But we're going to listen to the Bass Bronco collab. This is one version of it. Hey, what's that, Ed? How you doing, man? let's rock this. That was another weird track. On here. Ah yes, ghost music. Okay, let's work on this now. Get some lighting going. Let's get that stretch, y'all. And hydration. I can see the fog coming through this hole here. If I can fix that real quick. Better. See, now it closed up a lot of that, the hole back there. Like that. Find yourselves another song to listen to here. Another one that, this one I'm kind of considering an optic collab as well. This one I used a lot of optic samples on. And optic hung out for the duration of this. Been on stream. let's get some of these positional lights going. That's nice, just a little bit of this blue here to offset some of this other dark area over here, because before this was too much black here. It's a nice balance, so now I want to try and put some more blue in this area. What else we got here? This one here was the very first version of the Optic collab that I sent to Optic, and then he sent me back one. No, I haven't heard one of his. I gotta find that one. This is a good one. I like this one a lot too. Looks very mountainy, but also like very dark and sinister. Okay, let's see what else we can listen to here. Okay, let's go to one of these, something a little more, put my vocals on it. Thanks, Evil Deadhead. Yeah, let's take down some of this intensity. got here? This is like one of the first songs that I wrote for this next album. So I think actually everything we've played might be on this new album. Some might not make the cut, but I have a lot of weird stuff. This is the first one I did. And with the squish TV, it looks like I stepped on soda can. Okay, this more blue. Hey, Coffee, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, sir. Okay, we got 15 minutes to do the rest of the lighting on this. Coffee, if you just joined us, we're listening to some selections from what will eventually be my next music release. Hello. Popping out for a bit. Have a good rest of your stream, Foss. Thanks, sis. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks, Coffee. And yeah, we're doing, this is our second Mandelbulb of the day. Alright, so we got one more light we can use. I just realized I still have the fireplace going. Very doom. Thank you, coffee. I want to see if I can clean up some of this noise here. These little blue dots. It might be connected to the log. No? Let's crank the smooth normals all the way up. And we'll put this at 0.2 also. I have to use the restroom again, y'all. I'll be right back. Oh wow, look at that. I want to go back now. What's that like? Is that 5? 0.5? Well, let's just open the other one. There we go. I guess we're kind of stuck with these little blue dots here, but I think we can deal with that. Or maybe we can... is it this light? When we light up that area, it's lighting up the noise. It's okay, we can live with that noise. Do some quick A-Bing and look at our balance, and we'll zoom out a little bit, or a bunch, a whole lot. We don't even necessarily need this light. I think it almost works better without that. Initially, we needed that light to balance out the other thing over here, but now we have this and this, so it kind of makes this... This black area is balanced by that black area, so it's okay. Lunchtime, let's go, Em. What are you eating today? I think this might be a finished piece, y'all. Thanks, coffee. Says, I got myself a treat this last trip. I'm having a Monterey burrito. That sounds good. What exactly is a Monterey burrito? Let's see what other tunes we got here. I have my list of the songs that are going to make the cut for this record. I'd heard that. And a lot of these are really short tracks too. Some of them are like 1 to 2 minutes, but then some of them are 9 minutes. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is the finished piece. Just save it again. Is that the kind you microwave? It's just a cheesy chicken frozen burrito. Haha. Yeah, Monterey makes it sound fancy. But it's just a frozen log that you microwave for a minute. And it's just deadly hot on the inside. The colors are awesome. Oh, thanks, Em. Are you talking about this or your burrito? What color is your burrito? The end of that track. What else do we have here? What about some of these, okay, this is the one I wanted to play before. And then I gotta find that other optic one. Synth welcome back. Yeah, this is the second piece we've done for the day, so if it looks way different than the original one, that's why. Welcome back. And Coffee says that one bit kind of sounded like Yoshi dying. I definitely get a lot of influence from old school video games. NES, Super NES, Genesis. And recently, definitely like Genesis stuff, because that's all like FM. Cool. So let's... save this pic as a... I've been going with JPEG because I'm ending up having them be too big to fit into Printify. So if this is going to my store, it's going to start as a JPEG. So that's that track, and I think that might be it for today, y'all. I did want to just play one other thing for you, and then we're going to find someone to raid. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Optical Collab. Actually, yeah, okay. Optical Collab continues. This is the one. Do I have a mic in here? Yes, I do. But it has my old mic settings, but we'll just leave it. Okay, so these are all the different iterations of the Optic Collab. And I'm actually, what I'm going to work on tomorrow is I'm going to work on this here, which is, this is what Optic sent back to me. So the way we've been doing this, if you're not familiar, is we have 4 versions so far. So I started with this. We listened to this one earlier. And I sent Optic just the master bounce of this, no stems, just the master wave file. And then he sent me back this one. So you know what, let's just give a quick listen to these again. This one was for the Complete Producer Network Beat Battle. So that's what I sent to Optic, and he sent back this. And then I took that and made this. Optic sent me this. And again, we're just using the master bounce and adding other stuff and rearranging stuff. So they're so different. So yeah, that's going to be what I work on tomorrow, I think, on stream. So we'll do that tomorrow. And then I think on Thursday, I'm going to try and do another tendril tests. And we'll go through another, maybe even an Ableton device. I was thinking I might even do operator. Or even serum. I haven't really done a serum like full on, let's look at serum kind of deal. We did Vital. We did Animoog a while ago. We did the Electribe. Then we did Electribe Wave. We did Mishby. Those aren't official episodes, though. Okay, so I think we're going to raid OhmLab, which is where I was. Is OhmLab still going? Yeah. About what time? Same time, 2 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern. +1 on Serum. Okay, I could do Serum for sure. That could be Thursday. Or maybe we'll even switch. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, and maybe I'll give myself a little bit more time to absorb the Optic collab and listen to it a few more times to get some more ideas for it. So yeah, Optic, if you're still out there, man, thank you so much for doing this collab. It's been fucking awesome. I'm super psyched about it. Thank you, Em. Okay, so OhmLab is where we came from today. And I want to go back there because I was digging what he was doing with that vinyl thing. He might not be doing that anymore, but we'll see. But thank you, everyone. I love you. I appreciate all of you. And it's been great hanging out today and doing some Mandelbulb stuff. So we're going to OhmLab. And yes, Evil Deadhead, thank you, sir. Thank you, Coffee. Right on. Thank you to everyone who was in here today, just holding it down. Big Sis, I know you'd left, but thank you. Optic, Mario, Sess, I love all of you. SynthLab, thank you for checking out the stream, and we're going to go back to OhmLab, so let's have fun. We'll drop some emotes and whatnot. And I'm going to fix my mic. And I'll see you on the other side.